under that rolls because it's sliding.
What?
Sliding the rolls.
What rolls?
The one that Karen made.
Well, don't worry about it. I'll put something under there.
It's it's when you
Just
go
go
to
ahead and get your
Did you
stuff.
get a picture?
Oh, yeah.
You better tie your shoes or you're going to fall and break your hand.
Oh,
here's Freddie again.
Style.
Freddie the Flash.
Ready to flash. I do not flash.
Oh, why not? Get with it, man.
The flasher, huh?
I try to do
Better
it.
watch out, Ned.
Where?
You need a
Where?
Oh, I thought you said a
cart
flash.
for all your gear.
Yes, I do.
I'm looking.
Oh, my school thing.
Oh, yeah, we got it.
Okay.
See, I should have got the smaller plate, Judy. I wouldn't have gotten so much.
This is my thing, Charles.
What was that? You know, you get things cleaned up. Can't find anything for years.
Tell me about it.
We're here inside the Smith's house, and we're going to be talking to some of the family members this morning. And as you can see, they have their family coat of arms on their wall, very proudly displayed, of the union between Charles Smith Jr. and Judy Lance. And what we're celebrating this weekend is the marriage of Chuck Smith, or Charles Smith III, and Cheryl Richard. So we're going to go in and talk to some of the family members at this time. We're at the Sunday brunch, and oh, here we have Miss Karen Smith, but she has no comment at this time. We'll get back to her later. And let me see who this lovely lady is right here that's trying to sneak out. What is your name?
Nancy England.
And how long have you known the Smith family?
Before they were a family, I guess.
Oh, really? And how many years ago was that? Approximately
20.
30?
I guess I've known Charles that long, probably. Judy, maybe not quite that long.
Where did you first meet Charles?
CYO in Asheville, I suppose. Through George. George knew him since they were.
So did you go to St. Lawrence Church? Is that
Yeah.
how you know him? Did you go to a Catholic school in Asheville?
No.
But you were raised Catholic, is that correct?
Right.
Well, very interesting. So you've known Charles, you and George both, a long time.
Right.
Great. Well, I'd like to meet your husband.
My husband is out on the porch. You can go.
Let's go on out on the porch and see. And
now we have Bobby Batista here.
are y'all leaving? Wait a minute, Brian's leaving. We wanted to get Brian before he left.
Excuse me,
I'm always sticking my feet out.
Okay. Well, we're here out on the Smith's patio, and we'd like to meet a couple of people before they take off. What is your name?
Karen England.
Karen, you're a friend of the family, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you go to school with Chuck?
No, ma'am. I go to Carolina.
Oh, you're one of those Carolina girls.
Yes, ma'am.
Were you in the same sorority as Cheryl?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, then you must know Cheryl pretty well. You've gotten to know her.
Well, I pledged the year that Cheryl graduated, so I really only knew her a year. I had met her a couple of times through Chuck when I was younger, but I didn't know Cheryl real well.
Put up a sign, eat it, Joe's.
Excuse me.
Elliot, New York style.
Yeah, did you get
Culture.
behind?
And here's Brian Roth, one of the
like
very
Ed McMahon.
next door neighbors.
You don't look like Ed McMahon.
Brian, do you have? Oh, right. This helps. Brian, do you have some words of advice to give the newlyweds, or
Newlyweds?
anything you'd like to share
Too many kids here for me to
concerning
say that.
Chuck? Did he seem like the marrying kind to you?
Definitely. He looked 5 years younger when he was standing there in that white suit. He looked like he should have been going in a high school prom instead of getting married.
Well, have you got any advice to give them?
To give them? Well, I always tell newlyweds that marriage is a 60-40 proposition, both ways.
60-40, which way? You say both ways.
Both ways. You have to think about that a while.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. 7 o'clock.
And let's see, here's the cousin of the groom. What is your name?
Ben.
Allison. Allison. And do you have anything you'd like to say to the bride and groom?
Well, whatever they're doing, I hope they don't get too important too soon. They don't,
You hope they have a good time on their honeymoon?
Well, yeah, but I don't think they should go straight to bed. If you know what I mean.
All right. Yes, we know what you mean. Thank you, Ben, very much. And this is.
I'm the grandmother of the groom,
And what is your name?
Thelma Lance.
Thelma, do you have any words of advice to give the bride and groom?
Yes, I do. Love, honor, and obey. That goes for both sides. And they'll have a long, happy married life. What do you think?
I think that's some really good advice.
I really think that's the thing to do. I mean, if all married couples would do that, they wouldn't have all these problems today, would they?
No, they wouldn't. And did you do that with your husband?
Absolutely. I didn't obey everything, but I loved it.
Well, what do you think Mr. Lance would say if he could see his grandson?
Honey, he would be the most happiest person on earth. I wouldn't want him to have to come back to this world, but I would love for him to see his grandchildren.
So he would really be happy, wouldn't he? Tell me
He loved his own, he loved his grandchildren.
Tell me something about Charles and Judy's wedding and what you can remember about that on their wedding day.
Well, it's more or less like the one their son had. I mean, it was a beautiful wedding, and I cried as I did yesterday. Couldn't help that. But it was more or less about the same thing.
I had remembered, it seemed to me that there was an unusual wedding gift that you gave Judy and Charles at that time that proved a very practical gift. What was that? Can you remember?
No, honey, I can't.
Was that the old Plymouth? Was that, did y'all give them?
Gave 'em one. Not me, my husband gave them one.
Right. What did he give them?
I think it was Plymouth. I'm not sure. I just don't remember.
You don't remember that old Plymouth, huh?
I remember it, but I had forgotten that he did give it to them.
Right. And I believe that was their transportation for many years, wasn't
I
it?
believe it was. You should have seen it when it left my house after the reception. You couldn't tell what it looked like then. The young people in the community had all put all kinds of stuff, tied cans and put signs on it. Oh my goodness, they had fixed up something.
Well, looking back, can you say that Judy and Charles was as nervous and happy and excited as Chuck and Cheryl?
Absolutely. I really do. And I think they still love each other dearly.
And that's the best part of all, isn't it?
That's right.
Thank you so much. And now we have over here the uncle of the groom, Ben Smith, excuse me, and we're going to see if we can't break him away from this business discussion to see if he has any words of wisdom for the bride and groom.
Thank you very much for asking me. I was wondering when you were going to get around to me. I have nothing to say at all.
Well, that's his usual tongue-in-cheek reply. Were you at your brother's wedding?
No.
Were you at your own wedding?
No.
Well, then I can understand why he would have nothing, absolutely nothing to say.
It's something that happens to me almost every time I eat breakfast. I just have a total lapse of of memory. All thought just seems to just leave me, and I don't know if it was at breakfast or before breakfast or during breakfast. Or
Well, let me ask you this. I'll try to help your recollection of the facts, but
I will recognize the fact that we are here, however.
right. Thank you. You can tell, Chuck and Cheryl, this is going to be an easy person to interview. Can you tell me where you got married?
I think I can do that. Let's see. What was my wife's name?
I believe it was Karen, and
Karen,
since
yes.
Cheryl's
Yes, I
parents,
remember. Cheryl's?
Eileen is from Great Britain. That might give you a hint.
Great Britain. Yes. That's an island, somewhere east of New York, and yes, we were married there.
And what part specifically?
Specifically, what part? Let's see. I believe the name of the city was Maidenhead.
Maidenhead. And where did y'all go for your honeymoon?
Great Britain. No, honeymoon. Yes, that was something we did, honeymoon, yes. We went on our honeymoon to Portugal. And that is a country, I believe, that is sort of southeast of New York.
Very good. Now, I believe you and Karen have been to the Bahamas. Is that right?
Oh, yes, we've been to the Bahamas several times.
Well, before Chuck and Cheryl left,
Before Chuck and Michelle.
did you give them any advice about what to see in the Bahamas?
None whatsoever.
Could you give them tell them
Belated advice?
belated advice?
Yes, here's some belated advice. The Jamaica is very nice, and they went to the Bahamas.
The Bahamas.
Right. Yes. Once again, Jamaica is very nice, and Jamaica would have been my preference, either that or the U.S. Virgin Islands. And in spite of all that, I hope they have a great time.
Well, thank you very much.
No,
she lives in, she's the third one. She lives
Oh,
in
Massachusetts.
Pretty good. This is Michael and Teresa.
Four, is
At
that
Christmas.
right?
There was five. Bruce is the one that died. This is Teresa. I mean Michael, and this is Teresa. Now is it ours? That's this one right here.
They changed
those
so
are
quick.
good.
Karen wrote me at Christmas.
Yes, those are Charmaine's children.
Now wait,
That's about a county, she's in Massachusetts.
and that Brian, look how sweet Brian is.
We better get him up here.
I saw Brian in a vision.
Candles are burned down.
That's what I saw on Charmaine, and she said, better hurry, well, Maggie's on the down.
I agree.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Thurston. Happy birthday to you.
Okay, I guess a speech. So
Speech.
What's your speech,
Speech,
Thurston?
Thurston.
What's your word?
take a picture with
Come over here,
the
Thurston.
children together.
Stand right over here beside your dad. Mom, tell everybody thank you and tell them how happy you are to be. How old you are? How old are you?
I'm 6.
Here, sit right here.
How old?
It'll be one more year tomorrow.
7. Tomorrow. I'm going to be 6.
7.
I'm going to be 7, I mean. And I am glad to have my birthday a little later, but I am going to have it on Monday again.
Well, Thurston, do you have any, where are you going on Monday?
I'm going to Showbiz for my birthday.
You're going to have a lot of friends there?
Yes.
Great. Well, Thurston, do you have any advice for the newly married couple?
Have a great time in the Bahamas.
I hope they have a great. My dad says this. I hope they have a. My dad is gonna say something. He says he hopes they have a great time in the Bahamas. That's what my dad says.
Well, that is Thurston and Allison signing off. Goodbye. In Charlotte.
Not you have handsome, no. The other handsome one. My grandson.
Sure. You have to get back.
Well, could Judy get in Janet?
She's Judy. And Charles.
You want me to take a picture and you get over there?
Charmaine, you're missing. I'm coming. Yeah, let you get this, Karen. Judy, you sit here and let.
I'm on my
Don't make any faces.
Get all of it.
Yeah, here it comes, Brian.
Stand still. Stand still, Brian.
Me?
Brian was standing still.
Now let
When you
Judy
said
get
Brian
this.
around this place.
Come on, Judy.
One here, one there, one there.
Hey, all you Brian.
Ned, come over here and get in a picture. You haven't been in a picture all week.
This is taken
Get right here.
I want some cake.
Michelle, get in here. Some more pictures. Let get in. Come on, Judy, get in.
Thank you very much.
Janice.
Shouldn't just wait till what?
You're almost as tall as I am. Take a picture. Would you mind Betty a picture of all my family? Judy,
Get over here,
Judy, here, I'll take a
Come
picture
here,
of
Judy.
everybody. Wait a minute. No, wait.
Come here, Judy.
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 Brian, stand right here. Let Judy
Smash.
Get Ned. Ned, come here. Ned, you're holding it up. Get over here.
Okay, everybody.
Wait a minute, Beverly.
There we go.
Gotta get my honey
in here too.
Are you getting us all? Come on.
Then move over a little bit to your left.
To my right.
There you go. Okay. Everybody say cheese.
Cheese.
Okay.
Thank you. I think I got Betty in Beverly.
Do you need to rewind?
No, it does automatic.
Oh, it's
It's automatic. Charles
was
did.
Brian?
Oh, I need to. He was right here. Do a few things. Okay, well, appreciate you coming out. Going to the grocery store. Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure.
Yeah.
It's just really nice. Thank you. We've had a nice weekend. We'll see you later. We'll see you later, Judy. Nice meeting you.
Yeah, she does.
See you, Brian.
Boy, that's a nice cake.
Well, but
You like chocolate?
Oh, what are you talking about, huh?
They didn't ask for you to get it. Oh, everybody was ignoring you.
Okay, Aunt Charmaine, you gotta say a couple of words here. Just stay right where you are. We got you right here. Just say a few words for the mic, for prosperity. Just look right into that little thing right there. And say some
Ladies
words of
and
wisdom.
gentlemen of the jury.
That's a lot. Go ahead, you're doing good. You're doing good. Keep it up.
Okay. I would like to now introduce my client, who is about to be brought before you on charges of murder. He is absolutely murdering me right now.
Some people are just naturally camera shy. Do you find this to be painful for you?
Absolutely.
We can tell. But you've got to get yourself in shape for this sort of thing, because I understand that more and more courtrooms today are using the camera in their, documentation of the court case. So if you were in court right now and you were defending this man who's treating this dog badly, what could you say in his defense?
I'd say, I declare, Your Honor, look out for that poor man. He can't help himself. He's a little bit off on his head.
Plead insanity, huh?
Right. Plead of insanity or something else like that.
Go ahead. Come right across. Come. Just walk right over here.
That's right.
We edit all this. We edit off everything that's not good.
That's right. Absolutely. He starts from scratch and stops.
We're going to send him a blank tape.
Right. Send him a blank tape.
This
right.
is edited.
The first word.
Ned, did you get Ron?
Ron?
Ron, come here,
Come on, Ron.
Okay, Ron.
That's right.
Being an attorney. Wait a minute, we're not on.
That's good. That's good.
There, we're on now. Being an attorney, I wanted to ask you, do you have any legal advice to give the newlyweds?
Well, not really, because unless they pay for it, I don't give any legal advice. However, I would like to invite them to come and visit us in Savannah. And our phone number is 354-2608.
Okay, what's area code?
912. And if they don't reach me there, they can call me at area code 912-764-6757.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Well, do you have any advice to give them that is not of a legal nature, that you would be willing to share at no charge?
Well, I don't make a practice to advise anyone except just honor their vows and treat each other like during the marriage as they did before the marriage.
That's great advice. Thank you so much, Uncle Ron.
Well, my pleasure being here. Good seeing you all. Come on down too. So the newlyweds, tell your uncle and aunt to them to come on down too.
Very good. Thank you.
That's a natural.
Charmaine, you ready?
You've already got me. You've already got me.
No, she hasn't got it.
And this is Aunt Charmaine.
Yes.
And we know that you work with your husband. Is that right?
That's right.
And you have raised how many children?
5.
So do you have any advice you might want to share?
Yes, always talk with each other and respect each other. And if you get angry, don't go to sleep that way. And try to forgive each other's minor infractions, because we all have personalities that are hard to deal with.
Well, that sounds like good advice to me. Thank you very much for coming. We have an old Oh, here is the grandmother of the groom. And what is your name, young lady?
My name is really Aida Lynn Smith.
Well, Aida, do you have any advice to give the married couples?
Just give them all the love, compassion, and a lot of other things that I can't think of right
The
now.
unmentionables.
I'm stage fright. I'm stage fright.
Oh, okay.
Be very compassionate with each other, very loving. When you get upset with each other, before the sun goes down, tell them you're sorry. Excuse all the minor details of anger that's made in haste.
Are you saying don't put your foot in your mouth?
Don't put my big foot in anybody's mouth, or about my big mouth in anybody's way. And I have my grandson here, one of my favorite grandson is Ben.
The one with the broken leg.
The one with the broken leg.
It's not broken, it's fractured.
Fractured.
Beg your pardon, young man. He was so sweet. Everybody was bragging on him last night, dancing with his grandmother. And it was so nice.
Well, you know who I really want to dance with?
Who was
Michelle.
that?
Yes,
He
Michelle.
liked to dance.
And then Cheryl. Did you get to hug Cheryl?
No,
Cheryl.
didn't get to touch it. Well, all I did, they came up and I went
Didn't
yeah,
get
you
to
did.
touch
Okay, thank you very much. Where's George England? He just sneaked away from us.
George, you didn't get the girl in the You did not get the girl in the kitchen. The woman hasn't been in here yet. But where are you going?
We're going. We have to go home.
Why do you have to go home?
Oh, we gotta go home.
Did you not tell him?
No, go up there.
Oh,
and
okay.
Please get up there with them. You gotta get in.
Do you want me to talk into that?
Yeah.
In our applause.
Okay, come here, Nancy.
Come here, Nancy.
It's on.
It's rolling.
Come on, Nancy.
This is a very old friend of the family's.
Very young old friend.
You had it
Becky,
right
I'd
the
just
first
like
time,
to say that I'm very, very pleased to be here at a very happy time in the life of the Smith family. I'm so pleased that things have worked so well for the Smiths. Charles now has his business. He wanted his business very much, and he was able to buy a jewelry store 3.5 years ago, and I knew it would be successful, and he has been. I'm just very happy to be here at a time that all the Smiths and all their friends are spending time sharing this with Chuck and Cheryl.
Well, could I ask you now, you were a best man at Charles's wedding.
Yes, I was, and it's been a long time ago, and the thing that I remember about that wedding was that Charles and Judy had hidden their car across the street from Judy's house. We found out later. In fact, I believe Ida's the one that told us where it was. We had to go to quite a bit of effort to find it. But we were able to get to his car and doctor it up before they took off. In fact, we put rice in all the suitcases and all the little things inside the suitcases and so forth.
All right. Do you have any advice to give Chuck and Cheryl at this time?
Just that the advice is to try to live the life that their mother and father have lived, that Charles and Judy have lived.
Well, thank you so much, George. We appreciate you being here, and I know you wouldn't miss it for anything, you and Nancy. Nancy, do you have anything to add to this?
No, but I warned you he was long-winded.
Well, Becky, it's been nice to see you again, and it's been 20-some years since I've seen you.
That's right.
Has it been that long?
Yes, it has been.
He didn't remember her face, but there was something about her.
Oh, I remembered. I knew Becky when I saw Becky.
Her shortness.
You get stage fright and you don't know what to say. There was plenty I wanted to say, but at the time I go blank. You go in there and tell Charlie.
What's your address? 2323.
Okay, Rebecca. We're recording, Rebecca.
Don't get in the picture.
We're recording, Rebecca.
We're at Chuck's boyhood home at 2323 Red Barn Lane. Remember this place, Chuck? Who's out on the front steps except your two war-weary parents? Let's go see if they have anything to say the day after the wedding. Hi, Charles and Judy.
Hello.
How are y'all today?
Fine.
How do you feel? How does it feel to be the day after the night before? Fine.
Tired.
Um,
Everybody over for brunch is very nice today. It's too bad Chuck and Cheryl couldn't have been here.
That's right. It was a delicious brunch, and as usual, they went all out, and they're the perfect hostess and host. We had wanted y'all to say something to the bride and groom and repeat the wonderful words, Charles, that you had said to them at the Tower Club. Would you do that?
Yes. We wish for you, Chuck and Cheryl, the following thoughts to live by. Comfort each other, caress as you would be caressed, be a friend and partner, be open with each other, listen to each other, respect each other's rights. Do you want to read one?
Allow the other to be an individual. Give each other approval. Cherish your union. Love one another. Love is your river of life. your eternal source of recreating yourselves. Above all else, love one another.
May God bless you forever with a long and healthy life. Love, your mom and dad. Thank you, Ned and Becky, for filming everything. Got the English flag and the American flag up there.
Charles, why don't you go up and tell Eileen and Phil that we're going to come up and they can welcome.
Yeah, I'll get them.
I think they're in the bag.
Oh my goodness, look at
Hi, we're here at Cheryl's home, and her parents have just walked up, and y'all, this is the day after the night before. How do you feel?
the day after the night before.
I'm not feeling anything.
This feels like a bright daylight night before. It feels like it's the same night. Yeah. Well, we're glad to see everybody here. Won't you come on in
And meet everybody.
and meet everybody inside, and we can have a look at some of the wedding gifts that the kids got.
That would be
Away
great.
we go.
Okay.
Ned.
Okay. Here he comes.
You got your cord devices and everything, don't they?
Yes.
Something in particular.
Yeah, that they got their baccarat, 2 baccarat.
Yeah, that's great.
That's
They're really pretty.
that's why it's with the Dom Perignon.
Yeah.
Well, that's the type
Chuck
of thing
and
you could
Lindsay
talk
gave
about,
them
or-
that. Nice, that's really nice too.
Ned, do you have the sound on right now?
Yeah.
You do? Well, I just want you to see some of the lovely things that Chuck and Cheryl have received. People have really, truly been more than generous. And I think they're very like a couple. And they have lots of pretty things to start out with. Obviously, there's a lot more that they will open when they get back. And all the gifts are sitting on a cloth that was my great-grandmother's. And I thought that was sort of appropriate. And they have one tea set brought from England. They have some Dom Perignon they can open on their first anniversary with some of their crystal. And lots of lovely china that they got. And some...
There's some nice cross stitch.
Yes.
Do you know who gave them some of the cross stitch, the handwork that was done?
This was done by one of the sorority sisters. No, that was done by Christine England.
Oh,
This one, yes. This was by one of the sorority sisters. The other one, that was Carolyn Hoff. And they got a pencil sketching of Gloucester Cathedral from England.
Okay, let's cut
Okay.
this. The battery needs to be.
Focusing here on a couple of earlier wedding shots. Is this the one you're on, Ned?
Yeah, the old-fashioned.
Okay, that old-fashioned one is a picture of Eileen's mother and father's wedding. And that's been a few years. Now, more recently, over here on the left, is a picture of Bill and Deb Richard. Bill is Cheryl's older brother. And they got married about, 2.5 years ago? I forget the date. These weddings are running together in confusion and profusion.
Well, they have a nice son,
Yeah.
so we know it's over a year.
That's exactly right. They surely do. Well, let's go on downstairs. I think Eileen wants you to meet a few of the relatives that are here from England and other friends. Away we go. Yeah, well, we all had a great time. Okay.
That's right, I'm on my way to the
I'll see you
Bahamas.
later. Are you leaving? Yeah, I'm going.
Okay. Grandma Thelma is about to leave us.
You know, I heard something today, good news. If you heard it,
You heard good news today.
Yeah.
What was the good news?
it said that the grandmas outlasted everybody else last night.
The grandmas outlasted everybody. Well, I know one grandma that did. She's standing right here. And I know another one over there in the doorway that not only lasted, but she was moving while she lasted.
Yeah, that was
There are those two grandmas, Ida and Thelma. Okay, I think, are we on the air yet? Okay. I think what we're going to do here, we're in the downstairs of the Richard house, and we're in the sitting in the den. And Eileen would like to introduce some of her friends and relatives. We've got them all over the place. Right here to the left of the camera, I think Uncle Ned's going to switch around, is Aunt Nancy Richard. Nancy is Daryl's wife, and we'll get to Brother Daryl on the other side of the room. Then comes Eileen. Eileen, you want to talk about the rest of the folks?
Well, since you're doing such a good job, go right around.
Okay, good. We'll skip you.
Right.
So much for that. Yeah.
Just remember the English part. You know,
The English part.
Speak on this.
All right. Okay. We've got to have English speak.
You have to speak.
Okay. All right. Here are our buddies Janice Adams and Tom Adams. Janice, have a little word for the camera.
You're supposed to give advice to Chuck and Cheryl.
Bloody Marys are wonderful.
Bloody Marys are wonderful. And we're putting this on film? Okay, and here's Grandma Ida Smith.
Keep trucking along.
Keep trucking along, okay. Here we've got my second brother, Dave Richard, and wife Donna. All right. Dave, who did I skip past?
You didn't even let him talk.
Tom, were you going to talk?
Yes.
I'm going. All right, Tom says he doesn't talk on video, so we'll. Right. Okay, Dave and Donna live in suburban Cleveland, Ohio, and they drove down just for the wedding. We're tickled to death to have them here. Dave, you got some advice for the wedding couple?
Strangely enough, I do. I think that Chuck and Cheryl, when you look at this videotape, you want to remember one thing. That's to follow your big brother's example. And if you'll pan slightly to your right to the middle of the floor, the message is go thou and do likewise.
All right, that's enough of that advice. We want to keep that kind of advice pretty short because it could become voluminous. All right, Donna, you have a word to say?
Like your Uncle David said, do likewise, but practice a long time first.
Okay, now we got a super special visitor. Here is our sister-in-law, Eileen's brother's wife, Margaret Nelson, came over here from England for this wedding event, and we are thrilled to death to have Margaret here. Margaret, what kind of very British English sort of advice do you want to give the wedding couple?
Oh, censored. Just to say, Cheryl and Chuck, that all your family in England do send their best wishes and good luck, and we are with you.
Thanks, Margaret. Super. It's good to have you. And here's our nephew, Trevor Key, also from England, and came specially and only for this trip. Trevor, what do you have to say?
All I can say is to you guys is just have a good time and enjoy yourselves and stay real good friends.
And that comes from a man who had a good time at the reception, I can tell you that. Yeah. Yeah. All right, here we come to the even more intimate section of the family. We've got our grandbaby, Bradley. Would you like to say a word, Bradley? You have anything to say? He's incommunicado this morning. That's enough of that. And here's his daddy, son Bill, and Mama Debbie.
Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Chuck.
And Bill's going to give us some profound advice for newlyweds from his perspective as a 2-year what?
2.5.
2.5-year bridegroom.
Bridegroom.
Right. That advice would be go slow, take it easy, wait, don't push it, and everything will turn out fine. That's
And practice makes perfect, as you can see right
and this is perfect right there.
Okay, that's perfect little Bradley. All right, moving on around the room, we're going to get a testimony as to what married life ought to be like, right, Lori? This is
Party.
Party. How about that? This is Uncle Darrell and Aunt Nancy's daughter, Lori, who came down with them from Cleveland just especially for the wedding. We're tickled to death to have you. Where are you working now, Lori?
Walton Elementary School. Go, whatever they are, fighting bees.
And let me tell you, I wish I had a grade school teacher that looked like this. Okay, thanks, Lori. And here we come to Richard brother number 2. This is Uncle Darrell. Uncle Darrell, what do you want to tell the happy couple?
Well, just we wish you the best, and I don't remember anything that I can tell you.
Okay, thanks, Darrell. That takes care of the Cleveland contingent. Now we'll swing back around and we'll get Grandma number 3. We had the 2 there. Huh?
You say number 3.
No, we had 3. We had 2 earlier, so you're number 3. Here's Grandma Richard, Pearl Richard, and she flew down here for the wedding from Cleveland. We've got to have you give some profound advice to the wedding couple as to what to do.
Many years of experience. It's really great, and I wish you the best, and we've had a wonderful time. Really enjoyed it.
That's great. We're glad to have you here. Grandma's going to stay with us for a while, aren't you? Good, good. Okay, Ned, I think that takes care of about everyone in the den. You want to close off or move outside onto the patio? Okay. We're going to go right around and go outside. We're going to see if we got some more friends out here. And before Mark runs off, come on back here, Mark. We need you. Yeah, oh, yeah, okay. Bring Susan along. Now, here we got some really super good friends. We've got, I'll start out with Clyde and Becky Keller, who came down here from Newport News, Virginia. Clyde and Becky are the parents of Lisa Keller, who is now Lisa Godwin. Lisa and Cheryl were roommates in college, sorority sisters, and we became some pretty good friends with Clyde and Becky. So Clyde, you've got to give the newlywed couple your best advice from your perspective in Newport News.
The best advice I can think of right now is don't move on the 3rd floor of a college dorm and expect your parents to build a loft in 110-degree weather. It'll either make you or break you, and I think this one made us, and it made us very dear friends.
Yeah, that's right.
Have fun.
Clyde and I will never forget that loft building day at 110 degrees. And here's wife Becky.
Chuck and Cheryl, we just wish you much luck and much happiness in the coming years.
Thanks,
That was
Becky.
what you said a few minutes ago.
You're having a hell of a good time, and yanking your little heart out.
There we go. Now we come to some super special, colossal best friends, our best buddies from Pittsburgh, Charlie and Betty Millar. I think I'm going to give this to Betty first, because Charlie's going to have advice that might have to be censored, and Betty may want to hit him over the head. So, okay, Betty Millar, have you got some advice for Chuck and Cheryl?
Well, Cheryl knows that none of us have all been the same since we all met. And Peters Township was better for it.
Okay, thanks, Betty. Buddy Charlie,
I gotta think
are you ready?
Give me that mic. I want to see if you can do better than the MC.
Yeah, right.
Charlie, keep it.
What time is it?
Well, it's about 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. 2 o'clock.
Sunday afternoon.
Sunday afternoon, October
5th.
What are you doing, Cheryl? Cheryl, what are you doing? I know you're going to hit it big down there at the table. And if you get enough money to keep your dad and I, that's what we're really looking for. Have a good time.
That's it. That's it. Yeah. Okay, come on over here, Michelle. Did you get on this yet? No, not yet. Come on, Vinny. No. Vinny, come on.
Oh, come on, Vinny.
Okay, here's Chuck's sweetie sister Michelle. She's gonna give him advice from. This is advice to Chuck and Cheryl, and you got to give them a regular Carolina girl advice, just like it came straight from Carolina, right?
It's okay now.
The best advice is send all of your kids to Carolina. Tar Heels.
What kids?
All of them. All 10, 6.
Whatever. That's 10-6 or whatever. Okay, come on over here, Mark. Susan, here's another Carolina girl over here. Come on here. What we have coming here may very well be the next event in our lifelong series of wedding events. Yeah. Okay, get yourself a little bit out of the sun there, so that's better. I think he can see you better. Okay, Mark and my goodness, Susan. I'm talking to so many people I can't even remember names. Now what we're doing here is trying to give Cheryl and Chuck some wedding advice, or some lifelong advice after their wedding. So see what you can do with that.
I don't know, I'm not married yet, but
We don't know.
just keep the honeymoon going all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, Mark and Susan. Susan was a sorority sister and what should I say, a cellmate of Cheryl up there at Chapel Hill while Cheryl was in school. And both Mark and Susan want to take a disclaimer on this. They say they're not married yet, so we'll move along. They're going to hold their advice till a little later. Come on over here, Stephanie. Okay, here comes Stephanie.
I gave advice
Here comes
last
our
night,
sweetie.
but I'll do another one.
Yeah, here's another sorority girl. This is one of our favorite gals. Lives in town here, travels the country, computer wizard extraordinaire.
Yeah,
Stephanie Rouse.
That's me.
What kind of advice have you got?
I'll tell
for
you,
the
my
couple?
advice is going to be like this. Don't ever turn out to be an old married couple. Be just like your both sets of folks.
That's real
If you turn
nice.
out to be an old married couple, then you have no fun. But if you're like your folks, you have fun with
Oh,
everybody.
we have a good time, don't
That's
we?
right.
We surely do.
That's my advice. And make sure
Okay.
you invite us to all the parties.
All right. Now, Dwight, did you and Lisa get on here yet? Yes. You already been on?
Yes.
Okay. We'll take a shot. This is Cheryl's super best roommate at Chapel Hill.
Do I have to? Yes.
How many years did you live together in college?
For 3.
3 years at Chapel Hill, both Carolina girls, both Zeta Tau Alphas, along with Stephanie and Susan and the other girls. And now, after having had a super colossal wedding event when Lisa and Dwight got married up in Virginia, you've been married now how long?
A year and 3 months.
A year and 3 months. Now we're really going to get some advice from this couple. Here's the real scoop. Go ahead. All right, and after a year and 3 months, that's exactly what kind of advice we might expect. Yeah. Yeah, right. Dwight, you want to say a word to the happy couple?
Or to Chuck. Congratulations, and it's a lot of fun. You'll like it.
Good.
Oh, I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to take back my advice from the other night. Dwight said it's not true.
Lisa.
Well, it may be true, but it's not nice. It's not nice. I was just not supposed to say it.
Oh, boy, Lisa wants to retract everything. So whatever she said, Cheryl, why, just forget it. Forget it. Well, we'll let Mama finish it up here. I'll give it to your mom and let her see if we've forgotten anything. Here's Mother.
I don't think we have forgotten anything. I can't talk. I have had it. I'm destroyed. Oh, the chimney sweep. He is not Cheryl's uncle. One of our friends told a number of the people at the reception he was Cheryl's uncle, which could be a lot of fun. And no, actually, he's just a symbol of good luck. And he gave her a silver horseshoe, a rolling pin to sort of roll over all your troubles through life, a wooden spoon to stir in all your best wishes and luck. And my sister-in-law Margaret brought that from England. The ring on the cake was from my mother's wedding cake. And it was a little gold ring with a dove on it. And we English always have chimney sweeps at our weddings. But in England, they're real chimneys. Well, this one is a real chimney sweep.
That's what his truck said, anyhow.
But we just want Chuck and Cheryl to have a wonderful life together, and we know they will. And we think that all the parents should have gone on the honeymoon with them because we're all tired and we deserve it. They should have stayed home, and we should have gone. And that's all I have to say.
Okay, thanks, Eileen. I suppose I should say a word about what this cap is. Clyde, I've got a cap collection, And Clyde Keller brought along a cap from his aircraft carrier. Clyde is in the Navy, works on the USS Eisenhower. We think maybe the world's biggest class nuclear carrier. And as a matter of fact, we may tentatively have some plans to go up there. The ship's in dry dock up at Newport, and we may try to get up before June so we can go out on the carrier. We'd love that. And thanks a lot for the cap, Clyde. Really enjoy it. And finally, let me say super thanks to Ned and Becky Allison, who have spent 2 days through this whole wedding event videotaping and interviewing all these people, trekking around through the church, through the reception, meeting people, putting them in the right place to speak, and spending all their time doing this. And I really appreciate it. Come on over here, Becky. There's Becky.
Oh, I'm so camera shy now.
Now, yeah. Now, you haven't even had a chance yourself, have you, to give the wedding couple any kind of advice?
No.
Now's the time.
All right, here you go, Ned.
The cameraman is stunned.
My advice would be to remember, Chuck, that the man is the head of the family.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
However, it should be remembered that the woman is the neck, and the neck does turn the head.
Isn't he wonderful? Yes, dear. We would like to say to Chuck and Cheryl that we do share something with you both, in that we also married our childhood sweethearts, and I didn't marry the boy next door, literally, like y'all did, and you did, Cheryl.
We were a whole block away.
Right, we were a whole block away, and
When was that? How long ago?
that's been 16 years at least.
3 months, 4 days, and 2 minutes.
Well, the question...
He's suffering, he's suffering.
Yeah, before you go on, Becky, do you have any hopes that it'll work out?
We just take one day at a
One
time.
day at a time.
But if we were going to say anything to y'all, we would say be friends. We've enjoyed each other, but we've had our tough times, but we've always been friends first, and it's worked so far for us. So good luck.
We've named our tough times. We've named them Ben and Brian.
Right. Have fun. And don't forget your promise to your parents that you would repay them by doing the same for your children. Love.
There you go. Okay, thanks, Becky and Ned, and we'll say 30 for now. This is the end of the tour, and we hope you have a super life. Good luck from your dad.
what's normally done. I don't do this every day.
Anything you want to do is normal enough. If you want to say who you are, if you don't. Like I say, it's going to be just a short thing. I'm just going to do it. Anytime
You're recording the whole time?
Anytime.
Ready?
Go ahead.
I purchased office condominium at the Commons off Durley Road in Raleigh because its location and access to Raleigh and Durham and the RDU airport. While researching and looking into the office complexes around Raleigh, it was attractive because it's better stop. You can cut out different parts.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just give it another shot. We'll see what happens here. While researching the office complexes around Raleigh, the Commons seemed to stand out because of its atmosphere, its look, and was impressive because of the construction quality. What else? Hit the construction, hit its location.
Like it's a good investment over
Oh yeah,
renting.
let's do the investment. Okay. Okay. The only bad thing is the developer hadn't done any cleaning or hadn't marked the parking lot, so we got people parking on the curb and stuff by that blue cabin.
I give this copy to John.
Nah, I'm just picking.
John, this is the part I cut out just for you.
Yeah, you need to look at this, John. We got a serious problem. Harrison's got a copy of this.
Yeah, I just
Couldn't we stand some more of these January days?
Oh yeah. I came over here yesterday and I was going to shoot it, and just as I got all set up, the sun went behind the cloud and never did come back out. Made me so mad. So I better get out here while we got some pretty weather to shoot this thing. Okay, what you've said so far is good. I'll keep some of that. Just go ahead and say something
Well, that's what I'm
about
thinking. You just
investment
cut out
part
what you
of it.
want,
Yeah.
don't want.
Just say something about the investment. You feel like it's better to own your own office than to continually rent space.
Let's see where this guy's going. I think he's coming right beside us.
No, that won't matter. Won't hurt that. Makes it look more natural. More candid time.
What can we say here about the investment? After we talk about research once, let's don't do that again. Okay, let's try it. You ready?
Yeah.
After comparing the options of renting office space versus owning your own, it appeared only logical because the cost. That bad? Okay.
We're not going to get any of that airplane going over.
I see a location to the airport. See?
Does this tell you anything?
That good?
Good.
Okay. After comparing the cost of renting versus the cost of purchasing and comparing the Commons purchase price and cost per square foot to other areas and the leasing, renting comparisons, Commons stood out versus other areas with a cost, square footage, maintenance, upkeep, and the association dues quite attractive. It's all humble jumble, but I told you that would be good anyway.
Hey, let me tell you, guy, I got a master's degree in acting, directing, and you put me in front of a camera and I do the same thing.
Yeah.
Unless you give me a script and let me memorize it and rehearse it, I ain't no good either. If I was in front of a group, I could do okay, but
Really?
something about a camera. I don't know what it is.
I'm in front of a group now.
They've
I
done
wouldn't be
this
screwed.
they had me advertise for Canon copiers. I bought some of their Canon copiers and equipment.
Yeah.
And you know, they were doing testimonials on television. And they sent a guy out with just a microphone and a tape recorder, and he'd ask questions, and he'd say, now you're just talking, just be comfortable, say whatever you want to say, and we'll go back and edit it. And the first time I did it, I was feeling pretty loose that day, and I got to it pretty good, and they used it the second time they tried to do it, though. They caught me on an off day. I just choked up. I couldn't think of a thing to say, you know, and they couldn't get that thing to work. They never did put that one on, but I was on radio one time with a commercial like that.
I don't think I'd have any problem talking out of rate if I just get in a, BS mood.
You do. You got to get in that really relaxed mood. They had something when they had PM Magazine. Remember PM Magazine? They had a thing where they said, we're looking for people to be on PM Magazine to host it. Y'all just come on down here and let us do a quick shot of you. And I said, hey, I can beat most people. I got a master's degree. Yeah, all right, lay it on me. They put the camera on me and said, okay, say something. So, boy,
what do you want me to say?
Yeah, it was something else. I wasn't used to that. Well, if you can think of anything else, throw it in there.
I can't really.
You've enjoyed being here thus far?
Oh, yeah. We could do something like that. How long have I been here?
3 months.
November, December, October, November, 3 months. I could say something like that, all right?
Well, no, that's okay.
I mean, it's
just thinking if there's anything else I can think of. I think you pretty much hit it. I think there's anything else.
So if you can use it, fine. If you can't, fine.
I'll be able to use something out of that, I know.
Okay.